Hey, I'm Cody from Unqualified Gamers, a podcast member of the GonnaGeek network, just like the one you're listening to right now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. Check out other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Crimson Comet, a fan podcast about the TV show dedicated to the Scarlet Speedster himself, CW's The Flash.
Welcome to episode 14 of Crimson Comet. This week we'll be discussing The Flash, season 1, episode 11, The Sound and the Fury. I'm your host, Will, aka Rum Daddy.
I'm John, aka Lobster.
And I'm Haley, aka Awesome Engineering Girl.
Hey guys!
Hey!
What's up?
What's up? Hey!
The Sound and the Furry? I was expecting something different with this episode.
Completely different.
I was really confused, but then Hulu showed me a commercial for a show about mascots, and I felt like I was in the right place.
Which I've seen. It's a fun little show. But if you have any questions, comments about The Sound of the Fury or any of the other topics that we have to talk about, you could reach us on our website, crimsoncometpodcast.com, our Twitter, @CrimsonPodcast, Facebook, Crimson Comet Podcast, our voicemail. We love hearing voicemail, so please leave us a voicemail. 423-FLASH-53. That's 423-352-7453. Act now while supplies still last. Or you could reach us at forums.gonnageek.com or GonnaGeek on the tapatalk app.
Tap.
Tap that talk.
Tapatalk. Tapatalk.
Tap that talk.
Tap it.
Tap it hard. Hey!
Hey!
We watched an episode of The Flash this week, and so did 3.87 million other people.
Yeah.
Did you know that The Flash is the biggest show on CW right now?
Yep.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah, they got more viewers than any other show.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, and it's us. We be the ones talking about that shit.
Right, we're pimping that.
That's why people are tuning in.
Well, because, I mean, they've got Arrow, which is doing pretty close to the same numbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Supernatural, which is older than probably half the viewers of CW at this point.
Right.
I know.
And they've got Vampire Diaries and The 100 and Rain and one of my favorite shows this season, Jane the Virgin.
Yeah, which you talked about last week.
I'm throwing that out there. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Right on. Although I tried to watch Rain, and Rain's terrible. Because it's such a bullshit way to try and tell history. Because first of all, a bunch of their outfits has zippers.
I really like the idea of like the CW's version of history. That just sounds kind of fantastic in an awful way.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
It's kind of fantastic. I haven't kept watching it. I tried watching half of it, and I could only imagine all these teenage high school girls going back to school going, yeah, I saw it on Rain. That's how it happened.
Arguing with their history teachers. Oh.
Yeah, Shaw.
Yeah.
Elizabeth was such a bitch to marry, Shaw.
All right. I was going to ask questions about Rain, but I'm not going to.
I don't know. You can, but
No.
I haven't watched enough Rain to be able to give you an answer. I watched less than a full episode, and I was just like, and I'm out. Because nobody in that time period had clean hair like that or great teeth like that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's one of those things that we've come to accept from televised versions of history, because, they usually don't want to make their actors anything less than pretty.
Yeah, but come on. So we haven't had a lot of news. The only thing I saw an article on advocate.com about Berlanti, who is the showrunner. And he's talking in this article about how he wants the cast of his shows to look more American. He is an out gay man, and he has incorporated the gay characters in each one of his series in Arrow and The Flash. And it's very topical this week because of our supervillain, the Pied Piper.
Right.
Oh, he is pied, if you know what I mean.
Oh, he is pied.
He is so pied.
And you know what? More power to Berlanti for doing this.
Definitely. And I like that it's just a part of the way that the world works from the beginning of his show. So he doesn't have to do the thing where, oh, surprise, gay character later on, like some shows do. It's just, or it's not that weird thing where there are no gay people anywhere in the world.
Right.
It's just
Right.
kind of a representative cross-section of, the real world.
And it's interesting because a lot of actors have crossed over from Spartacus, which is another show that it was just like naturally a part of the world of the show,
right.
that there were same-sex couples.
Yeah, but let's be honest about Spartacus. It was the most homoerotic show on television.
There was something for everyone to enjoy in that show.
There was.
I'm just going to say salmon ladder. That's all I'm going to say. So if we want to go there, we can, but...
Being scooped up by a guy clad head to toe in leather is a long-time fantasy of mine.
Yes,
so thank you.
Right.
One of my favorite lines from this week's show. That was fantastic. But yeah, I'm very happy to see that because at least the other thing is that you don't have any characters making a big deal out of it. It's mentioned and they move on.
Right. And they do mention, he's got his old family, old values, so he was disowned. But
right.
It didn't affect the way they interacted with him because, they're modern, young, hip kids.
And nobody cares and
right.
nobody should care.
Right. Except his stodgy, rich, old white family. Just like real America.
Oh, fuck them.
Which they were in last week's episode. Did you guys catch that?
What?
I don't remember.
His parents were in last week's episode. They're the couple getting off the plane, and they have the painting that the rogues steal.
Oh, they're the couple with the painting.
I did not catch that.
That's right.
And they mention their son being like dead to them or something.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
So right there, and they were the Rathaways.
You know what? Fuck them.
I totally missed that.
They deserve to have their painting stolen and burned.
Good. I'm glad it got stolen.
Art is
Yeah,
stupid.
screw them.
Huff, 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 huff.
I think art is a very loose term.
Yeah, it did look pretty lame.
Yeah, there was kind of like just red splooge on a canvas. I'm really glad that this show is non-censored because we'd be beeping the hell out of this week.
Yeah, I decided early on that it was more trouble than it was worth to keep this family friendly, so.
We get the explicit tag every week.
Yeah, we are not a family-friendly show. Shocker.
Banned in China for a multitude of reasons.
Absolutely. Bringing it back.
Bringing it back, and I'm also very glad that that's become a thing now, too. And thank you to Wing for keeping that going, because I've heard him mention it on several podcasts.
There's also been a proliferation of poop jokes across the GonnaGeek network, and I'm very proud of our contribution to the network.
Yes, thanks to us.
We set the tone, guys. We are the trendsetters.
We set the tone, and that tone is brown. So...
That tone is brown and sometimes yellow.
Speaking of brown notes, come on.
Yes.
We didn't go there with this episode. You've got the power to make vibrations that can cause any sort of reaction. Couldn't he have just said it to make the Flash poop his pants? I mean, please.
I know, right?
Or maybe Wells during the middle of his press conference. That would have been righteous justice.
Or the frequency that makes people have orgasms. He's like, I don't know what's happened. I haven't felt this way since the explosion. Even though you totally know that he was faking it.
Well, see, I got this. The speed force that he's harvesting or whatever is allowing him to walk around sometimes, but it's inconsistent.
So do you think, so he can get up and move around? He really is paralyzed. But by accessing the speed force, he's able to move?
That's what I took away from this episode.
All right.
Oh, you're talking about Wells.
But he never knows when it's going to quit working, so...
He's got to stay in the chair.
And also he's kind of playing it up for whatever his master plan is.
You said master plan. He annoys the shit out of me with when can he can walk and when he can't. But I got to tell you, I had the same reaction as the characters in the show when we first saw his house. I was like, holy
That's
shit.
a nice freaking house.
Look at this house.
How is he paying his rent now?
I thought the same thing. And he doesn't pay rent on a house like that. He owns that.
Well, mortgage or something.
No, he probably owns it outright.
Okay.
How does he get stuff down from the shelves? He's in a wheelchair.
Right, and nobody notices?
He's got one of those grabby stick things.
Eddie went through the whole house. Did he find a ramp? That's what I want to know. Eddie went through the house, and he's like, okay, it's a really nice house. He's not hiding anything, but it's clearly not built for someone who's in a wheelchair.
See, I wasn't paying super close attention, but I don't remember seeing any like single steps anywhere or anything. I thought it was all kind of flat.
I think it was all one level. I think it was one big ranch style.
I don't know.
But I did like that when he sped around, he left a red trail.
Right.
Because he's the Reverse Flash.
He is the Reverse Flash. I like that.
But even in my show notes, I wrote, Wells's house is fucking fabulous.
But is he the same Reverse Flash as the man in the yellow suit?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's the same one that was in Barry's house as a kid.
Well, or, like, he beat himself up.
Right.
We can't, like, leave that out. Like, he beat himself up. Or did he?
Well, we know there are several different Flashes, right? There's Barry, there's, what are some of the other names of some of the other Flashes?
Bart Allen.
Yeah.
Wally West.
And there's Eobard Thawne and...
Yeah, there's multiple speedsters.
Right. So there has to be multiple Reverse Flashes.
Yeah, I think there have been 5 or so distinct Reverse Flash characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the course of the comics. So I don't know exactly what the relationship is between Harrison Wells and the Reverse Flash and how many iterations there might be of that character in the show.
Well, they are hinting quite a bit at time travel, so we're going to have to figure out how that measures into everything.
Yeah.
And once again, that speaks to his wealth because, you know, if you're a time traveler, you could easily, you know, go back in time.
Be like, oh, maybe I'll buy some stock in IBM and Apple.
Yeah, and like go back, put some money, like $10 into Apple, move forward and go, oh, I have $10,000 now.
Yeah.
So that's a thing that could happen.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
So, but at the beginning, you know, they want to get a picture of Flash. Well, people in the future might want to see this. And I was like, yeah, there might be some sort of Flash museum in the future.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
That might happen.
I don't know if it'll have him showing his secret identity, but that does seem like a bad idea.
Yeah, to just have that picture floating around now.
Right.
Like, I wonder did he take the picture with his phone? Like, is it in iCloud now?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it was an Amazon phone. Did you not catch the product placement?
I wasn't paying attention.
It was an Amazon phone.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So that means it's what, on Google's servers?
It's probably on Amazon's, but...
Well, you know, if we're going to watch these shows, they're always... Because Arrow and The Flash, they all use... It's product placement for all the tech. Yeah. All the tech they have on Arrow is all one type of product placement. They're all using the same.
It's a lot of Microsoft Surface stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not seeing quite as many of the Surface tablets as we did a couple of years ago.
Well, because I think they switched sponsors and now it's Amazon.
Yeah.
So they got to have the Amazon phone and stuff. And next we're going to see, they're going to be watching Amazon TV or something, Fire HD or something.
Right. But you remember that year where every person on every single TV show was using their stupid Windows Surface tablet?
Yep. And it was
snapping the keyboard on and off?
Dumb. Yep.
It was dumb.
That was driving me nuts.
Because I never saw a single one of those out in the wild. Ever.
Yeah, but on TV, everybody had a fucking tablet.
So he took the picture by standing there, pressing the take the picture button, zipping over to the other side of the room, posing for the picture, and then zipping back before the camera fell to the ground.
Right.
He's that fast. He's the Flash.
But no camera shutter is that fast. No phone camera has that f-stop capability.
Like, I could see him being able to take the picture, but he shouldn't have run back to grab the camera before it fell. Like, he should have had it set up, like, on some makeshift tripod or something. And that's how he got the picture taken.
No. With a selfie stick.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
That would have been great. When I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago, everywhere we went, people had selfie sticks to the point where it started driving us nuts and we started making fun of everyone with selfie sticks. So now I'm going to buy a selfie stick for my friends and give it to one of them for their birthday. And we're just going to keep passing it around to each other at every birthday.
The used selfie stick. Ugh.
Here's a selfie stick.
Do the selfie stick, but with the panorama shot. So it's just like all the way around yourself from every angle.
Right.
Weird.
That's kind of cool. I've done that. It slices up your face in a weird way.
All right. So this episode delves into Dr. Wells' backstory a bit through the Pied Piper. And I gotta say, we've talked about Wells kind of being a dick. And of course his best buddy would also be a dick.
His protege.
Yeah.
Douche in training.
His number 2.
Well, you learn from the best.
There it is, his number 2, because they did say there's no number 1, no number 2.
You're right. Is it number 2?
Okay, how mad did you guys get when he started trashing on Cisco's t-shirt? I even said to myself, don't you be talking about Cisco's t-shirts?
He was dead to me.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do enjoy that they were self-referential, and Cisco set the tone on his first day at work.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just that good. It doesn't matter what I wear. Boom.
Keep calm, and Han shot first.
He did. He shot first.
He did shoot first.
Can't argue with that.
So, this was his description of pied douche. What she means is, he was mostly a jerk, but every once in a while, he could be a dick.
So accurate. So shut up, Hartley.
Shut it.
Shut up.
Put a sock in it.
You know what? He was a dick, but I kind of like that in him.
I love being able to hate my bad guys on multiple levels.
You have to have solidarity, don't you, Will?
You know what? I've been called many names. Many, many names, and I have been that dick on several occasions. And, you know, I kind of identify with him.
I don't think anything he was doing in particular was especially dickish. I mean, obviously there's, like, arrogant prickness, but there was nothing that made me hate him until he hit Caitlin.
See, I started hating him when he was ragging on Cisco's t-shirts, and he didn't get any better.
I mean, I guess, like, the new kid, you're going to rag on the new kid. But when he hit Caitlin, I was like, nope, we're done.
No redemption for you.
Yep, kill this one off.
Yeah.
So I wonder, do they only have 2 cells down in the pipeline? Because it's just been Fart Man and one other person at a time, hasn't it?
No, because the other one was destroyed. So they have several.
Metal Guy was in there.
Yeah, but Metal Guy's cell was destroyed.
But I think they've only ever housed 2 inmates at a time, haven't they?
Yeah, I think you're right. Is there anybody else in there right now?
Fart Man. Fart Man is the only other one still there.
Fart Man. No, but there's somebody else.
Fartman's down there, and Metal Guy was down there, but he got out.
And then died. Girder.
They kept the...
And the guy who killed Girder.
They kept his corpse down there for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
His corpse might still be down there.
Right. Just chilling.
Now, was it established in the show, or is this something I read about the comic book, that Pied Piper can control people's minds by using his
sonic abilities?
Yes.
I think I remember reading that about him.
Because when he was in the jail cell talking to Cisco, he said, "You're going to let me out." And I'm like, "Uh-oh, here comes. He's going to start controlling Cisco with his mind." And he didn't. He just tricked his way out.
Something that always happens with comic book characters that have been around long enough is they, at some point, get some ridiculously overpowered ability that then has to be retconned out of existence somehow.
And I think they played the mind control card with Chroma.
Yeah.
Or what did they call him?
Prism. The Rainbow Raider.
Yeah, Rainbow Raider. They did the mind control with him, and I think they're going to do it with Grodd. So
they don't want to use that card too many times.
Yeah. Especially when you don't have Arrow there to put the Flash down.
Yeah. So speaking of nicknames, hey, I assigned the nicknames around here. Although that one's not bad.
Right?
Pied Piper. Which, when you look at his gauntlets, they do kind of look like the valves on a clarinet or saxophone or something.
Yeah.
But his hood makes him look like the Emperor.
Yes, it does. He looked like an idiot.
Bothered me. He did look like an idiot. I did not like that costume at all.
No.
Nope. Which, I'm looking at some of the other costumes that the Pied Piper has had in comics, and none of them are that great.
Not everyone gets a Batman-level costume. You've always got a few Paste Pop Pete's out there.
I don't know. Batman's costume with the nipples was pretty bad.
If you want to be stereotypical, he should have a good fashion sense. I'm just saying.
Right.
What are you saying?
He brings shame and dishonor on his people.
He is.
He is bringing shame and dishonor on my people.
He shamed his family and his orientation. That's all.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's not so much about the clothes. It's always about the shoes. Haley and I have had this conversation several times.
I'm trying to remember. I think the boots were actually not bad.
See, well, as long as the boots work, the whole outfit will come together.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, you could wear an old t-shirt and ripped up jeans, and if you have on a really nice pair of shoes, it ties the whole outfit together. Or boots.
All right. I'm going to find a good picture of the Pied Piper to share with you to illustrate my point.
But that hood That hoodie has got to go.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
It was really bad. It was like, look, I'm wearing a costume, everyone.
Yeah, I feel like he's the first bad guy who has been actively in supervillain mode.
Yeah.
Like, even the Rogues guys, it was like utilitarian kind of. Like, yeah, it's a parka, but it kind of makes sense with what he's doing.
Right. But the Pied Piper was all about the costuming and, whatnot.
Like, he just sat in his apartment for weeks sewing that together.
Yeah.
I already hate him. Nothing like propagating a stereotype. Thanks a lot.
But, like, we hate this guy so much, but he did try and get Wells to not blow up Central City.
He did. He's pissed off because he's like, you didn't listen to me, and now look what you've done. Now look what you've gone and done.
Should have listened to Hartley.
You blew out my eardrums. Okay, talking about blowing.
Whoa.
When
whoa,
Cisco walks up, no, listen.
Yeah, we can.
Follow
we have the explicit
follow
tag.
me on this. Yeah, follow me on this. When Cisco walks up to his cell and he blows out, he explodes the cell wall, and Cisco goes flying against the opposite wall. And then the next thing you see him, he's waking up in the bed, and there's not a mark on his face. I'm like, he would have been cut to shreds.
Well, like, they had blood coming out of, like, his nose and his mouth and his ears, I think, but no external injuries.
When he landed.
Yeah.
So probably his brain is just mush now.
Right, but he made a full recovery.
Although we've talked about Cisco getting powers, so I'm waiting for an instance like this where his powers do manifest.
What are his powers?
Who does he become?
Let's see. Cisco Ramon is... Who is he? Vibe.
Don't remember. Vibe.
So he's Vibe in the comics, and his powers and abilities are... He also has sonic powers, which allow him to create shockwaves of considerable strength. His power could shatter concrete or steel, and he was above averagely agile.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then Caitlin Snow becomes Killer Frost, and she's got, like,
Right.
ice powers.
Isn't that convenient that Snow becomes Frost?
Yep.
In Justice League of America's Vibe number 3, Amanda Waller says Cisco Ramon might be one of the most powerful superhumans on the planet. He wields vibrational powers that could, in theory, shake the Earth apart.
I feel like they say that about everybody at some point, though.
Right. But yeah, Caitlin Snow becomes Killer Frost, and which, of course, she's paired with Firestorm, so fire and ice again, and Cisco Ramon becomes Vibe.
All right, so it seems to me that Robbie Amell gets the same wigs from the same store as his cousin does.
Yeah.
Because when she runs into him, his wig was so god-awful.
It's like they didn't even bother styling it or anything. It's just like, here, we got this, fresh out of the box. Plop.
Plop, throw it on his head. Oh, it looks a little weird.
It's from the wig outlet.
Put a hoodie on over it. That'll cover it up.
Like, I don't even think they bought it from a place that makes wigs. It's like a cheap costume wig or something.
They cut the hair off a yak and threw it on his head.
They're terrible wigs. I don't know what is up with those things. And it's like, well, we can't change it now because we already shot an episode with it, so we just got to keep using the terrible wig.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's awful.
They need a haircut scene so that they can get rid of the wig.
Right?
Where Firestorm goes, you know what? I was feeling gross. I went and had a makeover.
Well, I feel like that's going to happen. Like, at some point, they're going to bring him back to Star Labs, and he's going to get, like, a shower and a shave and look like an Amell
Yeah,
again.
like what happened to Oliver Queen.
Exactly.
Shouldn't his hair just burn off?
I think we discussed this before. It's part of him, so it's not affected by his powers.
Yeah, we discussed
Weird.
it when we talked about Superman shaving.
Oh, yeah. I forget what podcast I have these conversations on now.
Well, we have such a long history of podcasting at this point. It's hard to remember all of it.
Well, when you're on 3 podcasts a week, it adds up quick.
3, 4, whatever.
Oh my God, that picture you posted of the Pied Piper.
See, I'm telling you.
Is the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I know what the art's going to be this week.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
This is that's the art. That's it. This is awful.
Now, by the mastery of sound, I will project a message into the air, a message to the Flash. At that moment.
Like, what would be great is just if at some point he's wearing like some green pajamas or something that look kind of like that. Oh, that would be
green
fantastic.
with white polka dots, and a little belt around the waist, so he's got a,
and just like
really
a little
creates a nice
green
silhouette.
sleep cap.
You know what? Tim Gunn would slap the shit out of this guy.
But I just want to point out, because Will, you mentioned shoes. I would like to direct your attention to his shoes in that picture.
Well, of course.
Oh my God, the green elf boots. Oh no. I swear to God, if Tim Gunn saw this, he would just slap the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Make it work. That does not work.
Oh, and if you look, the one pipe that he has two horns.
What are you saying?
I don't know.
Oh.
Make of it what
That's
you will.
not nice.
Just put it to your lips and blow. Look, he knows how to work a pipe. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad that they did not go with that in this episode. They went with the gloves. But I feel like it would have been cool to see him with an actual pipe that he was playing. Because then the Pied Piper name would make more sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't make much sense right now unless he talked about playing a pipe or some kind of an organ. No, wait.
A mouth organ. Wait a second.
Whoa.
A mouth harp.
I see what you're saying.
If he was constantly, you hear what I'm saying. You hear where I'm taking it.
Or if it was part of him, like some kind of skin flute.
Something like that.
That's where this episode's
Why is
going.
that so funny? I don't
Nothing.
understand.
There's nothing funny.
Hilarious.
Okay, so Iris gets a new job. Iris gets a job at the newspaper.
Yeah, because they saw her blog and they were like, oh, awesome blog.
Central City Picture News.
That she hasn't been updating lately. And they were like, yeah, we're going to give you a job.
Is that not the cleanest, most modern newspaper you've ever seen in your life?
Right. For a newspaper with like an old-timey name.
It's my understanding that newsrooms are just mountains of like takeout boxes.
Right.
And
usually a bottle of liquor in everyone's desk.
Well, yeah.
Because I know plenty of reporters, and they all drink like fish. They drink more than we do, and that's really difficult.
Because they know that their industry is obsolete, and they're like, shit, guys, shit.
Exactly. And there is so much money being poured into the design of that office. It killed. And then the other thing is that it felt like it was the first episode of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Another show reference that Haley has no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, of course I don't. Don't act surprised.
No, I'm not. I'm not surprised. But there's this great scene at the very on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, the pilot episode. She goes and she gets the job at the newsroom, and she has the same attitude that Iris has when she sits down. She's all happy and she's like, and Lou Grant is her boss, right? He's the chief, and he says to her, he leans over, he goes, "You got spunk," and she's like, "Why, thank you," and he goes, "I hate spunk."
Well, Iris has gumption.
Gumption. She's got gumption.
Was that not the clunkiest press conference scene there? Like, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Well, and it was like, Wells was trying to give her the chance to step up, and she was just like, yeah, answer his question. I was like, really? That's what we're doing with that? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't come up with something original or anything like that.
Like she should have had some, like, more insightful question to ask, and that would have proven, oh, she does have gumption, but no.
No, she goes, yeah, answer his question. Oh, okay. Thank you, Iris. And gives her all the credit. I would have been like, fuck you. That was my question.
Well, come on. He's won a Pulitzer. No, 2 Pulitzers.
Oh, like those matter.
Isn't that what we deserve?
He's a rumpled old codger. And he's pretty young, but he's still a rumpled old codger.
Dude, he's like 40. That's clearly old.
But I did enjoy oh, you've got a blog. My mom has a blog.
Yeah, that line was kind of perfect.
I did enjoy that.
All right, so the whole Wells he thinks he needs to issue an apology. He thinks that that's what Hartley wants him to do, is apologize, because Hartley knew that shit was going to go down. Wells ignored him, and shit went down. So Wells is to blame even more than we thought previously.
Well, and when Hartley was like, I know your secret, and I was like, which one? Because Wells is keeping a lot of secrets.
Right. I thought he knew he was the Reverse Flash.
Yeah, that's what I thought, or that he was from the future or something. But no, it's just some other secret we didn't know about yet. And it's like, oh, well, I mean, I kind of suspected that he knew something bad was going to happen, so no big surprise.
I mean, that's such non-news. It's like saying, water is wet, It's like, he knew it was going to explode. Big deal. We all knew he knew it was going to explode because guess what? He's from the future. So that's a given. And the way that he's been protecting Barry and making sure that Barry becomes the Flash, he knew that Barry would get hit by lightning when the particle accelerator exploded way at the top in the very first episode because he's from the future. So I don't know if that's the big secret. He might know that he's Reverse Flash and he's dangling that
Well,
over.
I mean, we as the audience knew that, but like Caitlin and Cisco and Barry didn't know that. So that's why he was like, I know your secret. But
and the whole, I extrapolated that you were the Flash and you were based at Star Labs because I mapped your departures and arrivals.
Because I saw you running back to the same place all the time.
Yeah. He could have done that with the Reverse Flash and figured it out, perhaps.
Well, I mean, that's smart. That's something that somebody mentions that and brings that up, and you go, duh, yeah, of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Right. But we did see, after Hartley escaped from the pipeline, Wells, like, running out of his Braille room and then collapsing. So
yeah, what the hell is that all about?
It's because, I believe, that he doesn't have, like, a full recovery from the Speed Force or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why he stole the tachyon particle accelerator chest thingy.
Yeah. To harvest the Speed Force. Which I wonder if it's like, when we watch the Flashpoint Paradox cartoon, where there's only so much Speed Force, so when he's using it, Barry doesn't have as much access to it, and vice versa.
Interesting.
But that's not something they've addressed so far.
Yeah, because remember, he made Barry chase him.
Right.
And they chased each other all through the city and ended up outside the city and that whole thing.
That's why I don't think it was the same person. Because Harrison Wells couldn't have done that. At least not with the amount of power that he has at the moment. He's trying to get that amount of power back, but I don't think he has the same capabilities as the man in the yellow suit.
Like, he's recharged that battery too many times and it's lost its capacity. Yeah. Like rechargeable batteries do.
I don't know.
Like, your cell phone.
Yeah. Which is why my phone dies halfway through the day, every day. It's awful. I feel your pain, Wells.
Oh, do you have an iPhone?
Yes, I do. I'm getting a new one.
Oh, you have one of the new ones?
No, I'm getting it. It's not here yet. Had to order it.
I am convinced that Apple, within their updates, whenever they launch a new phone and then there's a new iOS update.
They nerf the old models?
They nerf the old models so that they start losing their charge a lot faster.
That is entirely possible.
That and the battery, like you can't take the battery out, and probably like the operational life of the battery is probably like 10 months, and then it starts losing its viability, and so you can't swap it out.
So that they could force you to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're smart.
Yup.
Greedy bastages.
They're assholes.
I mean, if only they were clockwork and you could just wind them up like a watch. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Or replace the battery.
Right. Like an Android phone.
Because I know somebody who has an iPhone 4, and they're like, look, my battery lasts for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but it's like hardly worth the trouble.
A lot of the Android phones, you can take the back off and just swap out the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get an iPhone.
I know that. Because people come in trying to buy cell phone batteries all the time, and we don't sell them.
Well, it's what Amazon's for and other sources.
Yep. They get really mad about it.
Anywho, speaking of recharging your tachyon particles.
Oh, Gideon telling him that he couldn't keep doing that. It's like, hey, stop it, dude.
Gideon's like, hey, knock it off.
And he's like, shut up, you're not the boss of me.
Gideon's a little sassy.
Well, yeah.
I like Gideon. Now, who's the voice of Gideon? Didn't we?
Morena Baccarin.
Morena Baccarin, who is on Gotham now. Crossing the streams.
Right. Did a little show called Firefly.
I'm rewatching Firefly right now. Like halfway through. I'm like on episode 5 or 6 or something like that.
Because you can't watch just an episode of it. You have to watch the whole series.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened to me. And it's like now, well, I can watch an episode because now instead of watching Friends at night before I go to sleep, I watch Firefly.
See, I've been watching Korra lately. Legend of Korra. Good show.
I have not seen any of that.
Ooh, you should. It's good.
That's what I heard.
Good stuff.
Isn't that animated?
Yes. Did you ever watch The Last Airbender? Avatar The Last Airbender?
See, I'm one of these people that has a really difficult time watching Japanese animation.
Both very good shows. I would suggest for you, though, to start with Korra because it's a little more mature of a show.
I have a really hard time with anime for some reason. Like, I could watch, Archer. I could watch...
I've tried. I don't really care for it.
What?
Anime.
What have you don't care for?
I don't really care for anime. Yeah.
Oh, anime. Yeah, in general, I don't watch anime either, but I did really enjoy both Avatar series that they've had.
I'm sure I just haven't found the thing that I will enjoy. But
I could watch all the DC comic movies. I could watch all sorts of other animated stuff, but for some reason, anime bugs me. I can't watch it.
Well, I will tell you, spoilers for the finale of Legend of Korra, if you haven't seen it. It does end with 2 of the main female characters becoming a couple, which is kind of unheard of for children's programming in an animated show that's designed for children.
2 ladies getting it on.
2 ladies, yeah. A little bit groundbreaking.
All right, so what did you think of the climactic scene on the dam?
Oh, where he started vibrating Barry apart?
Yes, yeah, through his own headphones.
That looked painful.
I thought it was really cool, but there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, no, remember super healing?
Yeah, he can heal.
That's right.
He's fine.
Because I was thinking that too. I was like, oh man, he's going to be laid up for... Oh, that's right.
He'll just talk really loud for a while.
Yeah, super healing.
So his organs were healed, but his eardrums weren't. That's weird.
Not yet. It took a while. They're like, you're talking really loud. Sorry.
I know, but why would his ears be the last thing to heal? It just seems odd.
It wasn't the last thing to heal.
Because without it, you wouldn't have had that funny moment in the script.
Right.
I mean, we're still talking about a TV show.
It's real,
Very true.
guys.
Let's not forget.
Never forget.
Always remember, never forget.
Never forget to what? I can't remember. So, and then Dr. Wells ends up saving the day by hijacking people's satellite radios, which this must have been during the free Sirius weekend that they give you every once in a while.
Or everyone just got a new car, so you get that 3 months of free Sirius when you first get it.
They looked like all the cars they were showing were old crappy cars because they were like blowing them up, so it didn't matter.
Or maybe he was just doing it through the demo channel. Like, even when you don't have the Sirius subscription, you still get that demo channel where they try and get you to get a Sirius subscription.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Or
right.
like the one, like, they'll give you a week every once in a while where you can listen to all the channels for free.
Yeah.
Must have been that week.
Okay, I have never had a car that had Sirius or XM or anything like that.
No, me neither, but I know people who...
Until I just bought a new car, and now it comes with it, and I'm like,
we have to hear about
wow,
your
this is kind of
stupid
cool.
car.
No, we don't. I was just saying that now it's cool. Now I'm like, oh, wow, I have XM now. That's cool. Only for 3 months, because I'm not going to pay to renew it.
Well, see, every time I get in my car, the first thing I do is plug in my phone and play my own music. So...
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why I would ever need XM, except that, every once in a while when your phone's really dead and it won't turn on. Stupid phone.
So there's a very real possibility that that plan would not have worked in real life.
Right.
Very real possibility.
Yeah.
And of course, Wells is the one to figure it out.
Right. Well, and we get a lot more of the chess references in this.
Checkmate.
Where Wells is the chess master, like manipulating things from on high.
Which we've already had the pawn analogy, because he does have a tendency to treat people like pawns.
Well, that's how he's treating the entire cast.
Definitely. At the very beginning, Barry was his knight, his Crimson Knight, and he was
Scarlet
the chess
Knight.
player. Oh, it's Scarlet Knight. Darn. Too bad they didn't say Crimson. That would have been better for us. But
I'm waiting for Crimson.
The gang they caught was the Royal Flush Gang, which is a known entity in the comic books.
And they were in Arrow.
Yes, they were. And in Batman a bunch, too.
Batman.
Were they in Arrow, the TV show?
Yeah. Yeah, like last season, maybe first season. I can't remember, but they were on. They were on for sure.
Oh, well, I'm old, I drink, I forget. So I don't remember them.
Never forget.
Always remember. What?
What?
So, anything fun with Cisco's t-shirts? We only saw the 2 t-shirts. We saw the one when he first walks in. Keep calm and Han shot first.
And then that other space one that he's worn before.
Well, it's a Milky Way galaxy with the
You Are Here
thing.
You
Are Here.
Yeah, but he's worn that one before. It's not a new one.
The Google Maps pin.
Yeah, but he's a guy on a budget, so he's got to wear his t-shirts more than once.
There's got to be a way for us to write into the writers to talk to the writers and go, we want more Cisco t-shirts that are really meta. This is what we expect from our show. Cisco has to have cooler t-shirts.
Yeah. And more of them.
More meta jokes.
Yeah.
I wonder when they'll start making Flash t-shirts on the show. Like, as the Flash becomes more...
Oh, like people in the street wearing reds.
Yeah, like more popular, they start making, like, Flash t-shirts.
And we'll see some theoretical physicists wearing them.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was going to say. I was waiting for the Big Bang crossover.
We already had that with the rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock shirt.
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Good call, Haley.
That was way back in, like, the first episode.
Yar.
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 Yar. Yar.
Yarp.
Well, yeah, because Sheldon's always wearing the Flash shirt.
So another takeaway from this episode is that Joe and Eddie are now getting suspicious of Harrison Wells.
Well, Joe has
Joe
been
had
suspicious.
Eddie check the house. Yeah, but they're starting to get Barry a little bit on board with that too. Like, how well do you really know him?
Right.
So that's going to lead somewhere. Can't keep his secret forever. And Pied Piper knows all about Firestorm.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Well, that's the carrot that he's holding in front of everyone going, I know more.
Yep.
So, it's not the last we've seen of him.
And it looks like next week is all about Firestorm and Barry getting it on. It's their Valentine's Day episode, it looks like.
And Robbie Amel's really shitty wig.
Quit wigging out, man.
I'm wigging out. So, is next week a Valentine's Day episode? Isn't Valentine's Day like 2 weeks later or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
I get my weeks confused.
They might be in reruns that week. You never know.
Oh, hey, guys. I forgot to tell you. I got a ticket to the Paleyfest panel, which is both Arrow and The Flash.
Nice.
So I'm going to go and see that in person in March. That's going to happen in March. So we will be reporting. I will try and get some interviews when I'm there.
Nice.
If you could get me an ML, I mean, I would prefer Steven, but any ML. You know,
anyone will do.
You want me to just kidnap them and bring them back?
Yes, for my own personal use. Okay. For reasons.
And if Felicity or Iris happen to fall into your bag, you could bring them back too.
Listen, Haley, you know what? What I'll do is I'll try and get both MLs.
Okay.
And then I'll flip you for which one you get and which one I get.
Okay.
Sure, just leave me out.
Well, do you want an ML?
No, I'll get you Felicity. You can have an ML. I think that'd be news to your girlfriend, but...
Yeah, it's not really my thing.
Okay, didn't think so.
But Iris was looking good.
We can get you an Iris, or we can get you a Felicity.
Iris was looking good in this episode, I have to say.
He doesn't want to have to choose.
I can't get you both. My trunk will only fit so many.
No, you've got that new SUV thingy, so you got all sorts of room.
I don't want to hear about it. That thing seats for comfortably, I'm sure.
Yeah, can you lay down the back seat so you've got like extra storage space?
Yep.
Oh, that's true. I could put the back seat down.
Yeah.
And I could fit all three of them there.
Yeah.
Stack them up like firewood.
Yeah, 2 MLs and Felicity or Iris, whichever one is more pliable.
And they're both smallish, so I bet they don't take up a lot of space. You can probably fit them both.
They fold easily.
Yeah.
This conversation has taken a turn. I don't think that we can release this discussion because technically it might count as conspiracy to commit kidnapping.
Only if we actually do it. And if Will actually does it, we were clearly joking, and Will was serious.
If we're recorded talking about it, it's conspiracy. It's the law.
Hello, NSA. This is an entertainment show.
This is why we're banned in China.
This is why we're about to be banned in the U.S.
Yep.
This is why the NSA is about to come knocking on my door.
They'll never find me. I'm way out in the sticks. Ha ha ha.
It's a good thing you're at work, right?
I know. They'll track me down. I'll get home and it'll be like helicopters flying overhead. You know, I live in a crappy neighborhood, so there's helicopters flying overhead all the time anyway. So
I live right next to the train tracks. I can jump the rails if they come for me.
There you go. Just like Scully and Mulder always evaded everybody. But I'm going to go to the panel discussion. I probably will not get a word in to be able to ask the panel anything. But what I did last year when I went to the S.H.I.E.L.D. panel is that on my iPhone, I interviewed the people sitting around me. So if any of our listeners have any questions or comments, or I could try and there's going to be a line of questions that we could ask the panel, and I will try my best to get into that line and ask somebody a question. So people could write in with the questions for that. You have from now until March. And I will try and talk to some of the people sitting around and ask them some questions, and we'll air them here on the podcast.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
It'll be so freaking cool.
Snap some selfies with people, too.
That'll be exciting. Get your selfie stick out.
Well, last year I took my really nice camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year I took my really nice camera, so I got some great shots that we posted on the S.H.I.E.L.D. website of all the characters and all the actors and everything. But I wasn't in any of them, so this year maybe I'll just leave the nice camera at home and just take my cell phone and do selfies. Oh, I know! I could use a selfie stick.
Yeah. The selfie stick just sounds like it should be used for something terribly inappropriate.
You've seen
There's
the selfie stick, right?
In
Yes, I
there
have.
about something about the Pied Piper and a selfie stick.
The selfie
somewhere.
stick. And on that note, what have we learned?
Oh boy, we learned quite a bit. I'm still not exactly sure what we learned about Dr. Wells, but there's something up. I don't think he's the same Reverse Flash that we saw in The Man in the Yellow Suit, but he's in some way connected. At least he has similar powers, just not to the same full strength. So I wonder if they're like rivals somehow. I don't know. I don't get it.
Or
I don't know.
they're twinsies? Who knows?
Twinsies.
Tune in next week when. Yeah. Well, I have learned, to much my chagrin, I don't even know what chagrin means, much my own disappointment, that not all gay men have the same fashion sense.
He's just way ahead of the curve.
We can't save everybody.
Everyone's going to have creepy emperor hoods next year.
Some of them dress like a Harry Potter wannabe.
Well, yeah. And some of them wear giant polka dots and tights, and that's not good. And,
it's a look.
I'm going to have to take some of them back to gay fashion design sense class and take away their cards. No, you get your gay card taken away for dressing like that.
You have to be straight now. You lose your weather control powers.
Yeah. Sorry, you have to be straight for 3 weeks. That's the punishment.
It's your penance. And I have learned that the CW has no wig budget. None whatsoever.
Well, they spent it all on rain.
Oh my god, even on Arrow, Canary's wig looks freaking horrible. And I know it's supposed to be a wig.
Well, at least hers isn't. It's not supposed to look like real hair. With the guys, though, it's just terrible.
It looks just as bad.
Yeah.
It looks really bad. So. Well, this has been Crimson Comet, episode 14. Join us next week as we discuss The Flash, season 1, episode 12. Crazy for you. Crazy. Until then, I am Rum Daddy.
I'm John Lobster.
And I'm Haley. Bye.
Boy.
Bye.
Pied Piper.
Thanks for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, you can find all of our contact information at crimsoncometpodcast.com. Find us on Twitter at Crimson Podcast or Facebook at facebook.com/Crimson Comet Podcast. Leave us a voicemail at 423-FLASH53. That's 423-352-7453. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual host and do not represent GonnaGeek. The podcast is not affiliated with DC Comics, Warner Brothers, or the CW. No infringement is intended. The music heard is by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com.
Yo.
Yo, Haley, you there?
Haley.
Hear me now?
Haley.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You know, it worked really well when you flip that on switch to the on position.
Oh.
That usually happens.
Oh.
All right.
All right. I am prepared.
I am prepared.
I'm as ready
Who's
as I'll...
going to read the intro?
I fucked it up last week, so I'll do it again.
You fucked it up last week, and then I took over and just ran over you with it.
Go ahead. Well, you can do it. But if you fuck up, so help me God, I will mock you mercilessly.
My hand to God.
My hand to God, thou shalt be mocked.
Okay, so here we go. Shut up. All right.
Hold on, okay, tight.
Welcome to episode...
Sorry. The rubber band's on the other claw now. Ha 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 ha.
Aha.
It's my line.
I'm just
Welcome to
saying.
episode... Oh, jeez, okay. Welcome to episode 14 of Crimson Comet. This week we'll be discussing The Flash season... Once again.
Sneezing?
Welcome to a season... I'm like, season what? It's not episode 1. Okay. I'm looking at the map of the multiverse that you put up. Who put that up?
Up where?
I don't know. I found it somewhere.
Up yours.
Wait a second. That's
What?
not very nice.
Where's this map?
That's-
Oh.
At the
That's
bottom
not
of the
nice.
show
Yeah,
notes.
all the way down. Jeez.
It's not important. I just found it and thought it was interesting.
All right, well, we'll get off that topic so we can get back to doing the
Yeah.
show that we signed on to do.
All right, well.
So